Recently, I had the opportunity to talk with Keenan Robinson of USA Swimming, and he shared some ideas how master swimmers can take some tips from the Olympic hopefuls, those idols we look up to, and apply those tips to their dryland training. So we can take what the Olympians are doing and apply it to our master swimming dryland training. He mentioned at the start that master swimmers sometimes never learned how to skip or jump or hop or throw. And he compared this to developmental athletes he sees in USA Swimming programs. So what he recommended is get back into this or explore these movement patterns. Try to grow in your ability to complete these movement patterns, and then you can become a better athlete and achieve greater things in the water. So today we're going to look at 2 exercises in this category that you can utilize as part of your dryland training. You can complete 3 rounds of each, and I'll go over the repetitions as we go through each exercise. The first one is a stationary skip. If you have room to skip forward or backwards, feel free to do that instead. But if you're tight on space like I am here, you can do a stationary skip. I like to start with one arm up, one knee up. So I got knee up, opposite arm up. And then you're just going to establish a little rhythm and skip back and forth, trying to get those arms and legs in rhythm. Once you get the hang of it, you can try to pick up that speed. You can also add some more height to the skip as well. So you have some different options here. Again, you can go faster, you can add some height, and skip for 25 seconds. You're getting some of that rhythm, some of that ability to power off the ground and building that overall athleticism. So the first one, stationary skips, 25 seconds. Next one here is a med ball chest pass. So you would generally do this with a wall in front of you. For this, I'm just going to throw out into space so you can see the movement, the power I'm trying to focus on. But for you at home, find a sturdy wall and then you can toss the ball against that wall. For this one, we're working on that throwing power, that ability to throw. So you start in a quarter squat position here. Chest is up nice and proud. Starting with that ball at chest level and then boom, power it out as far as you can. As you throw it, if you're using a wall, be ready for that ball to come back to you. Make sure you're ready to catch it, okay? Again, we want to see a good quarter squat position. I want to see that core turned on. That ball is at chest level and then powering that ball out. And you can see my hands almost turn so that the backs of my hands are facing each other. I kind of get that snapping motion. Another example here, quarter squat position, boom, power that ball out. Again, if you're using a wall, make sure you're ready to catch it on the way back. One more time here, quarter squat position, eyes looking forward, boom, power that ball out, working on that throwing power. I want you to complete 10 repetitions of that exercise. So that's the first category we look at, that jump, that hop, skip, throwing category that helps you build your overall athleticism. Next up, we're going to look at some of the basic movement patterns you can utilize to help strengthen your body. The next category you can tap into to train like an Olympian is executing the basics. So basic movement patterns like squat, hinge, push, and you can do push in the horizontal or vertical pattern, pull in that horizontal or vertical pattern, are just some of the examples of categories you can really master from a mastering the basics perspective and executing those basics. So we're going to look at 2 exercises from this category that you can apply to your training. You can complete 3 rounds of these exercises and I'll go through the repetitions as we approach each movement. The first one up, you're just going to have one weight here. You can use a dumbbell or you can use a plate, medicine ball, whatever you need to load yourself, and you're just holding that weight up front. We just got a hip hinge here. So all you're trying to do is brace nice and strong through your core, soft bend in your knees, and then those knees don't really change that angle too much afterward. You're going to focus on pushing your hips back to the wall behind you. As you hinge forward, you should feel that stretch in the hamstrings, and then stand it back up. Again, hinging down, shins stay vertical. Press those hips back to lengthen those hamstrings. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings and stand back up. I want you to complete 8 repetitions here, focusing on good control on the way down, bracing those muscles around your spine, and keeping everything in control. One more here, hinging back. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings and then stand it back up. Next one, we're going to change to a little bit of a core exercise, a little bit different from your crunches, your sit-ups, things like that. So you can have a farmer's carry here. You can use 2 dumbbells, 2 kettlebells will work, and you're going to go for a 30-second walk. As you complete this walk, I want you to think about bracing and avoiding tipping side to side. Additionally, we're working grip strength, so that's going to help that pull in the water as well. As you walk, avoid shrugging those shoulders up towards your ears. Keep everything nice and controlled. So, got my 2 weights here, setting that good posture, and then I'm just walking forward with a controlled pace. You can turn back around and walk back. If you're super tight on space, you can also switch this to be a little march in place. So you can go knee up, and not actually have to move forward at all. So you can either walk or do a march in place. What I don't want to see is, I don't want to see you kind of tipping all over the place, trying to find that balance and that control. I want good, strong posture as you march or as you walk. And you can gradually work in heavier and heavier weights over time. So those are 2 exercises you can utilize from that mastering or executing the basics category of training to help build that overall strength, help the integrity of the joints, and help you be able to produce that strength in the water and help you maintain that body positioning in the water. The final category we're going to look at is overall strength to weight ratio. And we will attack 2 different movements there to finish out today's video. The last 2 exercises fall in this category of strength to weight ratio. Now, why is this important? In certain sports, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and stronger is a valuable thing to go after, a valuable skill, a valuable trait to train. However, in swimming, sometimes getting bigger and bigger and bigger actually results in a drop-off in performance. But being strong is really important. So if we can keep your body size and your overall muscle mass within a performance range that works for you, but make you stronger, you have a bigger engine to work with in the water and a greater strength to weight ratio. So we're looking at your strength output in relation to your body weight. If we can make that number a little bit higher, you have a greater engine to work with when you're trying to perform. So we're going to look at 2 exercises that you can complete 3 rounds of that are specific to this category. The first one is a step up. I'm just going to show this with my body weight. Over time, you can add dumbbells, you can hold a weight at chest level, you can even add a bar on your back if you feel comfortable doing so. But for today, I'm just going to go with my body weight. You want to start with 1 foot up on your bench or your box that you're using. You want to make sure that whole heel is on the box or bench. I don't want to see any cliffhangers here for this variation. You got that 1 foot up. You're really trying to control this knee here. And then you're up. Put the other foot on the box or bench. Lower, back down with control. Up. Put the foot down. Lower, back down with control. What I want you to really focus on is, as you're pushing up, I don't want to see this knee dancing all over the place. Save that for the dance floor. I want that knee nice and stable here. So you're up and back down, nice and controlled. Up and back down, nice and controlled. You can complete 8 repetitions on each side. Again, I just showed it with body weight, but you can add external load as well as you get stronger. That exercise is fantastic for your kicking in the water and working that single leg strength. The next exercise is a pull-up. This is a great exercise just to try to master or get a little bit better at over time. I am going to do them without a band for this demonstration. If you need assistance, you can use a band, and you can use different levels of thickness based on the number or the amount of support you need. With the pull-up, I like to start with an overhand grip. I like to focus on keeping good head position like I would want to in the water. And then all you're doing is trying to drive those elbows straight down to the ground, pulling yourself over the bar and back down. Pulling yourself over the bar and back down. Focus on minimizing any shoulder shrug toward the ears once you get to that bottom position. Drive those elbows straight down and try to make it a nice fluid motion all the way through. As you pull up, if I'm showing you from the side here, I don't want to see this huge flare of the ribs and the arch in the low back. I want you to control that low back position, trying to pull on a nice straight line. You can aim for 10 repetitions. You can add a band to get to those 10 repetitions and then gradually decrease the overall assistance of that band until you can complete them with just your body weight. These 6 exercises are exercises that our Olympic idols utilize and different patterns that our Olympic idols put in their training, but they also have an amazing impact at the master swimming level. So take these exercises, apply them to your training, and unlock that strength like an Olympic athlete.